Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This mic push it up so that it will play on the speaker. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Hari Kirtan Ki Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gaudodai Pushpavanto Chitro Sandhota Monuno Vandeham Sri Ramakrishna Abhaya Charana Sako Sukado Paramanando Sundaro Subala Priyo. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Sri Guru Vaishnava Guru Parampara Ki Jai. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Krishna Janmastami Mahamotsav Tithi Ki Jai. So, evening everyone. And now we finally come to the culmination of our celebration. We've been celebrating since last Saturday morning, starting with Baladev Purnim, and for those of you who weren't here, it's been like this, more or less, morning and evening. So a lot of discussion, and some of them were discussions were lengthy and much to do with the philosophical underpinning, theological underpinning to the whole idea of the Janmastami. So I'll try to be philosophically light tonight, and brief as well, given that we have a packed schedule this evening up until midnight and beyond. And that is going to consist of, after this short talk, which I'll just try to tell the story, if you will, the Leela. As we know, it's more than a story, but we've been talking about it and what it is and how to think of it philosophically and so forth for quite some time, so I'll tell the story. And that'll be followed by, I think, an artistic performance depicting something about the Leela, is it? Mm-hmm. What? Atma Samarpane. It's about a song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur describing something central to Sharanagati, the idea of being surrendered. So that'll be depicted in dance. It's a nice song. And that'll be, I think, no, something. After the talk, there's going to be a movie. That's what it is. Then there's a dance. Oh, and then Abhishek for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna, and then Kirtan, dance, Kirtan, art, anyway, something like that, but they've got a tight schedule. So I'll try to be brief. And so, the story. We are graced, of course, by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the founder of our lineage, some 500 years ago, who is avatar of Krishna for the Kali Yuga, and he made a point to celebrate this Janmastami himself. Janma means birth, Astami means eighth, so it's the 8th day of the waxing moon in what? The month of Bhadra. Full moon was on Saturday. That's Ram's appearance, Balaram, and now we have at midnight tonight the appearance of Krishna. And he has taught through his chief ambassadors, philosophical proponents, the Goswamis, Swarup, Sanatan, Jiva Goswami, and so forth, that this observance of Janmastami is very important. As we've discussed in other days, it is considered bhavanukul. That means it is something that is favorable to the bhava of Braj, of the Leela, that fuels the Leela, that makes it go around, those feelings, if you will, of parental and friendly and romantic love and so forth. We describe these as the principal forces in existence from the perspective of consciousness, rather than electromagnetic forces and gravitational forces, which apply to the objective side of the world, matter. So with consciousness being more predominant, more prominent, more important, and so forth, these are the more important forces. This fuels the world of love that our world is a shadow of. So, that is called bhava, or rasa, rasananda, rasovai saha. And the devotees who practice bhakti in this Krishna bhakti tradition, they aspire to attain a place in that idyllic realm and to connect with those primal, if you will, primary forces of existence, forces of love, and connect with them in such a way that they become centered on the real center and of life, and thus become fulfilling and meaningful. And so bhavanukul means a particular practice that's anukul, that's favorable to the cultivation of that. So the observance of Janmastami is one such event, one such practice. It's practiced annually, and of course it's very culturally rich, and it's very philosophically and theologically profound, more culturally rich perhaps than the frankincense and the priestly attire and the Latin Mass of the Catholics of times gone by, and the more philosophically profound and essential than the Zen koan and Buddhist austerity and so forth. Is very rich culturally and very deep and profound philosophically. It's observed by fasting throughout the day until midnight, traditionally, and emphasis on hearing and chanting. The devotees fast on this day, and they cook more than any other day at the same time. So, it's said that without understanding any of these things, even by participating in it, it promotes naturally by itself, it propels the mind in the direction of Krishna. So, a powerful observance, and recommended by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it is, again, the observance of the birth of the unborn. Ajo pisan abhayatman bhutanan ishparo pisan prakriting samadistaya sambhavami atmamayaya. So these are, again, philosophical, some of them, secrets that we won't go into at depth. But the story of Krishna's birth, it begins with the description of his lineage, family lineage, his family tree, if you will. And it's described in the sacred text that the great grandfather of Krishna, I believe his name was Devamidha, he had 2 sons. He had 2 wives too, which was common in days gone by. and it shouldn't be thought about as polygamy is today, because it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same kind of abuses that get people locked up, and so on. So one son. Okay. One son was born from one wife, and she was from the warrior, political, administrative class. Another son was born from the other wife, and she was from the agricultural, mercantile class. One son from the warrior side was named Sura, and from the other side, the Vaishya side, the agricultural side, was Parjanya. From Sura came Vasudev. From Parjanya came Nanda. Krishna has two fathers, two mothers, and two places of birth. From these two sons, it's, as you can expect, it would be extraordinary, the birth of Krishna. So, first we'll go to the cowherd side, the agricultural side. And this Parjanya. Parjanya actually means, welcome, cloud. So he was like a cloud, can be very generous and provide, especially in an agrarian society, how much we depend upon the rains and so forth. So in our city life and all, we think, oh, it's a rainy day, bummer, something like that. But as we think a little bit more, food doesn't come out of machines, and it grows in the field, and it requires rain and tilling and care and attention and so forth. And so his name was Cloud, Parjanya, and he was generous like a cloud, providing rains such that the agricultural community that he came to preside over was rich and in happiness and community, due to his generosity and capacity to care. He's been compared to many great paradigmatic figures in the bhakti tradition over ages and ages, mentioned in the sacred text in terms of this quality or that quality, all combined. So, very extraordinary person, and he had 5 sons. So this was a great joy for the community, and he named the sons Joy, basically, from the Sanskrit root Nand, which means joy. All of his sons' names stemmed. So the eldest was Upananda, then Abhinanda, then Nandana, Sunandana, Sanandana, Nandana, and Nanda. So Abhinanda, Upananda, Abhinanda, Nanda, Sananda, and Nandana. So it was a joyful family, as you can imagine. And and it was a blissful family. And among them, the middle son, his name was Nanda. So on the one side you have Upananda and Abhinanda, who are elder, and on the other side we have Sananda and Nandana, who are younger. The middle son stood out. It is said like the Aishvaryas. Aishvarya, what is it? Aishvarya, we have, Aishvarya means wealth, and then fame, let's say wealth, strength, Aishvaryasya, Viryasya, beauty, that's 3, help me count, 3, beauty and fame, knowledge and renunciation. So you have wealth and strength. Then on the other end of the 6, we have knowledge and renunciation. And in between we have beauty and fame. So beauty and fame are said to be the opulences, if you will, the most powerful, most attractive. These Aishvaryas, I said that this is a way in which Parashara, the father of Vyas, defined God. Aishvaryasya samagrasya viryasya ayasya jnanabayaragayasya. He said that who has these things, they're attractive. We're attracted to knowledge, we're attracted to persons who have wealth, we're attracted to persons who have fame and beauty and knowledge, and people who are renounced, living in the forest, we wonder what's going on there. Attractive there also, something. He doesn't have anything, doesn't need anything. So, who has all of those in full is all attractive. Bhagwan means, bhag means like this, these opulence, bhagavan, who possesses them all. Jiva Goswami translated, who is irresistible. That's for the name. Krishna, Karshati comes from, the root means attractive. Has the power to attract. So he has all opulence in full. So amongst these opulences, in two pairs, 2, 4, and 6, 2 are in the middle, fame and beauty, as those are the most attractive, it's said, then Nanda stood out as the middle son. Between Nanda, there's 5 of course, but he was the middle. 2 on one side, 2 on the other side, he was in the middle. This is a way of saying he was just very extraordinary amongst the 5. You notice that his name is just Nanda straight, so it's more a full idea of bliss. He gave bliss to everyone else. He gave joy to everyone else. So the Parjanya, he ruled over the community wisely and generously, fairly, and so forth. And it came time to pass the staff, the stick, the cowherd stick, or whatever, to his eldest son, who would then take over the community. And so that's Upananda, oldest son. So he became the successor to the kingdom of cowherds. It's kind of a funny idea, because the cowherds typically they're like jungle people in India. Really, they're quite an outback, so to speak. And so anyway, they're a little kingdom of sorts. And Upananda became the king. But the first thing that he did when he was officially made the king of the cowherds was passed the throne on to the middle son, Nanda. He said, after all, I am only an Upananda. Upananda means, it can mean a number of things, but the prefix here means, the way he uses it is, I'm a little Nanda. The middle son is the full face of Nanda, of bliss. So no one had any envy. This is the quality of the Vaishnava. Nirmat saranam sadam. No envy. Truthful. It was really, this is what this constitutes. This is a nice idea. A natural authority, like anarchism, for example, is thought to be, perhaps by those who are not that well informed, as something against authority. But it's really, if you study it carefully, it's really against artificial authority, whereas the natural authority that people command by their various qualities and abilities is recognized, and the world should be ruled, it is thought, by such. So this is how this is very close to the spiritual idea, of course. It's interesting because it's a philosophy that's anti-authoritarian, and if we look at it carefully and we examine all the qualities that and the competence of who has come into the picture of our life, either directly or indirectly, perhaps through the sacred texts or historical texts and so forth, we find authority. And if we come to Krishna, we study the personage of Krishna very carefully, we find, oh, here it's the supreme authority, not a forced authority, not an artificial authority. After all, he's the son of Nanda. He's called Nanda, Nandana. As the son is the joy of the father, for example, so Nanda, Nandana. He means he's the joy of joy. And he rules, the idea of Krishna, of course, is that he rules by affection. We study the life of Krishna, we see this Krishna I said he had 2 fathers, so he's born once, in the pasture and once in the kingdom of Mathura, from two different fathers and two different mothers. We'll have to explain that to some extent, but this pastoral Krishna, the son of Nanda, and they're both the same. They're born at different times, same time, different places, of different parents, but they're both the same. They're both the same, but they're both different. One is an aspect of the other. And what is the one? The one who rules by affection is the one who is ruled by affection. That's a fact. We can rule by affection, really, if we have been ruled by affection. In other words, if we've been grown up in a loving environment, then knowing something about love and experiencing it in the formative years, then that will form our life, and we'll be of an affectionate and loving nature ourselves. So I cite a little bit the loving nature of the grandfather Parjanya and his father. Nanda means bliss, but bliss, Ananda, means also love. That's what it means. Ananda, as I said before, the Godhead is constituted of three kind of phases or aspects of its being: existence, knowledge, and bliss, or being, knowing, and loving. So being, knowing, and loving. We can love to be. We can love to know about being. Or we can be, exist to love. We can love to exist, or we can exist to love. Gyan Marg is to love to exist in an enduring way, and the Bhakti Marg is about existing to love. That existence, when we exist to love, that existence is the most full existence. And when we know only what we need to know to love, love has a kind of a knowledge within it. It's pregnant with essential knowledge, nothing extra, no extra baggage of just adding things on to know. What you need to know only. Love is equipped with this essential knowing. So the loving, when we identify fully, when we come to in union with the loving aspect of the Absolute, we come more fully in contact with the being and the knowing aspect, which may be understood by other disciplines, apparently more so. If the Gyan Marg focuses on loving to be, you'd think that the being there would be more profound. But actually, interestingly, it's the other way around. When you be to love, when you exist only to love, the existence becomes more meaningful. And the knowing becomes more meaningful. So, Krishna, he is the love aspect of the Absolute, the heart of divinity. If we have the wisdom of the Buddha, the sacrificing of the Christ, and so forth, we go cross-culturally, and then if within Hinduism we find so many other gods and goddesses and so forth. We just look at them objectively, and what's being said there, by the way they're depicted and experienced and so forth, we find, oh, Krishna is only loving in the pastoral setting. This is the original Krishna. There he's surrounded by prema madhurya. It's such extraordinary love. Lakshmi sahasra sata sambrama. Lakshmi sahasra sata sambrama. Sevyamano. Sambrama, Sevyamano, and Lakshmi sahasra. It is said that in Vaikuntham, Narayan is the God. He has 4 arms, so he's God, obviously. Because, they say, well, you ask your mother, can you do this? She says, I've only got 2 arms. Okay, you have to wait. So the idea is, if I had 4 hands, maybe I could do that, but I don't. So who has 4 hands? This means that's God. So Narayan is the God. He has 4 arms. And he has 1 Lakshmi, who serves him reverentially. But in Vrindavan we find Krishna in his adolescence. We're skipping ahead here for a moment. From his birth, Lakshmi Sahasra Satasambhama Sevyamana. Not 1 Lakshmi, 1 goddess of fortune, but Lakshmi Sahasra. Gokul Taruni. Gokul Taruni. All the young Taruni girls of Gokul, they all fell in love with Krishna. Naturally. And their love, Lakshmi Sahasra Sambrama Sevyamano. That is not like the love of Lakshmi for Narayan. This is a different kind of love. Her love makes Krishna have four arms and go Om and give Gyan Mudra, give blessings and so forth. The Gopi's love, Radhika's love for Krishna, makes him do something else. He doesn't stand up and give a blessing, he passes out. He says, Ami Shishu Guru Nata. Radhikar Premera Unmata. He says, really, if you look carefully, of course, Krishna has a father. Father's kind of a guru in a Vedic culture. Krishna has an elder brother, Ram. That's a kind of a guru. Ram is the Maryada Purush, the guru of Krishna, who makes sure that he doesn't disobey his mother and sees to that he's properly conducting himself. This is Maryada, proper etiquette and so forth. This is his business. We have Krishna got initiated in Mathura from Sandipani Muni. This is his Diksha Guru, and Radhika is his Ragmarga Guru. He says, Brahman is speaking, the Purna Brahma. He says, I'm a student in her school of dancing. Ami Shishya Guru Nata. She is my dancing guru. I am the disciple. Radhikar Premera Unmada. The love of Radha that drives me mad. This causes me to pass out. That's why it's easy to capture Krishna by hearing the Bhagavatam. Sadhyo hridayavarudyateta kirtivi sususuvistakshana. Becomes arrested in the heart of the devotees. Easy to catch. As we recite Bhagavatam, it comes to all these things. And what are we talking about then? The love of Radha for Krishna. He passes out, you can grab him. You can catch him there. This is the idea. Love is a weakness, you know. So strong that you cannot let go of that. It's a weakness that gives so much strength. So Krishna is Brahman, weak, weakened by the influence of his Shakti, and thus more accessible. The possibility of getting close to God is there, much more so than what we find with Lakshmi's love for Narayan. This is a reverential love. He has four arms, he's obviously God, and so forth. There's some distance. There is worshipper and object of worship. Some distance. But in Braj, in Vrindavan, that distance, that gap is bridged. When worship becomes love, then the object of love and the love become one. This is called mamata. It's a characteristic of prem. Mamata is minus. If it's mine, it's really me. Think about it. We talked about this a little this morning. If it's mine, then it's me. In other words, if it's my car, then I'm a Prius guy or a Volvo lady, right? If it's mine, it's me. So when the minus, myness, mamata, is in relation to Krishna, to God, that is it, then we become one. That informs my identity. This is a dynamic kind of unity. Achinta veda ved, the love and the object of love are one and different at the same time. So in Vrindavan, very affectionate environment. The father of Krishna is bliss itself. Himself. His father, generosity himself. This is a way of talking about this realm, saturated with love and affection. It begins with sakyam. Sakyam, aho bhagyam, nanda gopa brajokasam, yamitram paramanandam, purna brahma sanatanam. The four-headed one, Brahma, well thought out, is the idea. He saw the Leela of Krishna in Vrindavan with his friends. He said, aho bhagyam, nanda gopa brajokasam, yamitram paramanandam, purna brahma sanatanam. He said, I can't, the Purna Brahma, the supreme existence, the supreme Brahman, he's here playing with these cows and cowherds like ordinary friends in intimacy. He said, this whole place, the people of Nanda, Nanda Gopa, Brajokasam, these people, what is their position? What is their fortune? Purna Brahma has become their friend. He couldn't figure out with his four heads what it means. There's such affection, there's such possibility for loving existence. And of course, this is, again, what we're looking for. These are the real forces of existence, not a gravitational pull, not electromagnetic force, but the force of love, fraternal love, paternal love, romantic love. In this Vrindavan, it starts with this. It starts with Sakya, Samdasyam, but it tinged with Sakya. Then Sakya tinged with Dasya. Then Sakya. Then Sakya and Vatsalya mixed together. Sakya and Madhurya. Then pure Madhurya. And Madhurya. This is where the Gaudiya people, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, put your aim there, make your focus there, to this land. That Krishna is ruling by love, by affection. We study that, we see. All the gods, goddesses, all the administrators, the presidents, the dictators, the parents who weren't loving, all those authorities that we've rejected, because they weren't naturally authoritative. They didn't rule over my heart. I'm run by my heart. I'm driven by my heart. Wherever the heart goes, that is the driver of the chariot of the body. And run by, they got the horses of the senses and the reins of the mind, but wherever the heart goes, the chariot of the body and mind must follow. Bhakti tradition is coming to capture the heart. Krishna is the heart of the absolute truth, and we're speaking about the Brahman's romantic life. We would think, how could God have a romantic life? Then we should stop and think, why not? Why not? If we are made in the image of God, as it's sometimes thought, then we have a romantic life. We move in this world for love. We cannot rest until we find love. When we find love, then what do? We start moving again, right? We're moving in another circle then. It's like this. It's a ride. Oh, she loves me not. She loves me not. But it's like those roller coasters. You get on, I don't know. But you don't, when you're a kid anyway, you don't want to get off. You want to go back on. But it's the thrill, the thrill of it all, something like that. So, this means that spiritual life is dynamic. It's not static. It's static in the sense that it ends the apparent dynamics of material life, where there seems to be variety, but actually, if you look at it carefully, punas charvita, charvananam. Prahlad weighed in on it. He said, it's chewing something that's already been chewed over again. When we were kids, this was quite a long time ago, we used to, in school, have little wooden desks, and we'd have bubble gum. The teachers would be boring, and we wouldn't be interested. We'd chew on the gum, and we'd take it out and put it under the when it ran out of sweetness. Then after a while, try that again. Right? It was the system. Their entertainments. So is it you can mix it up however you want, but it's the same basic ingredients, and the ingredients have them be different than what we are. They are the observed, we are the observer. So we want to mix with consciousness, the possibilities of consciousness. I've compared our material life to a frozen life, like ice, and our spiritual life to like water. So what are the possibilities of water compared to ice? You cannot, so what are our possibilities in consciousness? Love will be found there, much as we separate ourselves from the exploitation that bodily identification implicates us in. You have to eat, right? Well, you have to kill something in order to eat. So if you really want to be non-exploitative, then you somehow have to separate yourself from this bodily conception of life. This is what yoga is about. It's a great science, actually. So, in bhakti, anyway, we are focused on the loving aspect of the Absolute, and an existence and a knowing that is so perfect and complete. And Krishna embodies this. So he rules by affection. If you understand it properly, it takes good counsel, good guidance, and so forth. It takes coming in touch with somebody who's fallen in love with Krishna. then it becomes a little contagious. That person, he or she, will talk about it in such a way that it becomes compelling, it wears off on us, it catches on to us. It's something like, I went and saw this movie, it was so great, you got to see it. You just got to see this movie. You've got to go there. And so on the basis of his or her animation and excitement about that, we think, all right, I'll go. Something like that. So that person creates in us a sympathetic heart for the drama. There's a priming of the heart. So when the heart becomes really prime, then we get a real ticket to go there. We take the beads, we chant on the beads, and so forth. Anyway, so rules by affection, by love, in the Braj Leela of Krishna, in the pastoral Leela. He's doing nothing but loving. There's some demons in the Leela that come from outside. They come from outside. They're not present there. They come from outside, they enter by the henchmen of Kamsa. And it's said that because all feature aspects of the Godhead are in Krishna, the full face of love, then one of those aspects within him that establishes Dharma and distinguishes between the good and the bad, slays the demon. And then we give you the example. After the birth of Krishna, the witch Putana came to kill him. She's disguised herself like a mother and put poison on the tip of her breast. And she came into the village, and she looked like a heavenly goddess. So the mother said, "Oh, she's come to bless the child." So she wanted to offer her breast milk. This is like insidious. You can imagine an infant can't protect himself at all. Mother comes, gives her breast, softest, tenderest part, and the nourishment from that. And in the context of that, poisons. This is a story for CNN. This is one of those, one of those crimes that gets played out for months, and they have good lawyers, and she gets off the hook, and so forth. But Krishna let her off the hook. What can you do? You think she should be condemned. Well, the Vishnu in him said, killed her, and the Krishna gave her Vatsalya Bhakti. He gave her a role in his Leela as a mother in a new shape made of Satchidananda. Therefore, the learned Uddhava said, he's shaking his head, he's Krishna's counsel in another place in Dwarka, counselor. He said, who in their right mind would worship anyone other than Krishna? See what happened. He gave this story. She smeared her breast with poison, and he gave her Vatsalya Rasa. He said, he's bewildered by that. Who would hang their head, bow their head anywhere else? Who in their right mind? This was his kind of reasoning. So, the point is that in Krishna in the Brat, you're only loving. As he starts to move out of that environment towards Mathura and Dwarka, Vaikuntha, and so forth, then the love is slightly different, and it causes a different face of that person, Krishna, to show himself. And it's more apparent in that situation that he's God. So the love starts to create a little distance of reverence and so forth. But in the Vrindavan, that's not the case. They don't know that Krishna's God. And you know what else? Krishna doesn't know that he's God. He forgets that by the force of the love. So he's loved so much. The bhakti has reached such a pitch. You see? And he is one with that. So he rules naturally by his affection. If you study it, your heart will be ruled. So, son of Nanda. But here was the problem. Nanda married the beautiful Jashoda. Jashoda. Yasho means fame, Da means to give, giver of fame. I'll explain how. But first, beautiful wife, and so now he's the king. Kingdom has been passed on to him, and all the inhabitants are so happy, and they're waiting a little bit, and they want him to have a son who will be the successor, the king, the cowherds. And so they're waiting, and life goes on, and Nanda And Yashoda, they get quite old over time. And they didn't have any children. And no son who would be the heir in that system. So this was such a place full of happiness, full of joy, no fear, no anxiety whatsoever. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited this Vrindavan in his Leela when he chanted in the Jarikanda forest. And by his chanting he caused tigers to embrace elephants. And those who were opponents naturally by the law of nature to one another, they became friends with the power of this chanting. This is the idea of Vrindavan. You know, because love turns faults into ornaments. That's what it does. And it is power, right? So, they had no problem, only one problem. They started to become an anxiety. Nanda has no son. Nanda has no son. He's getting old. Who's going to be the successor? So some anxiousness, you see, was there. So spiritual life has some anxiousness, some yearning to it, some longing. In bhakti, it is an aspiration, a spiritual aspiration. It's not just the ending of our longing for things that don't endure, but longing for an enduring and loving existence. So they exhibit this in the Leela. They start to have a longing. They start to have a spiritual anxiousness, a spiritual anxiety. The path to Braj is said to be traversed by greed. What is that verse? Krishna Bhavita. Anyway, by greed. Nice verse by Rupa Goswami. He said, whatever, many millions of pious activities, millions of mantras, whatever, so that we will not get this Braj Bhakti. But if you get a greed for that, greed sounds unbecoming, right? It is. And so in the Leela it's unbecoming, because they treat Krishna not like God. You should treat him like God. In Vaikuntha they're thinking, how can they treat him like that? In Dwarka they're thinking, how can they treat him like that? Such is the force of love. It's a spiritual greed. So anyway, the inhabitants started to exhibit this spiritual greed, lobha. This gives us eligibility to tread that path. They were greedy, they were anxious. Nanda doesn't have a son. And on the scene appeared a mystic lady. A mystic lady and a young boy. And they said, oh goodness, and you must be, you're some kind of auspicious mystical person appearing in our midst. And so you please, how can we serve you? And what is your name? And so forth. And so she said, my name is Purnamasi. I am without, I live alone, but this guy is always with me, this young boy. We always stay in these forms, just like this. We never age. This is the personification of Narada, which you meant to say philosophically relates. This is the origin of Narada. You heard of Narada Muni? Narada Muni, he's called, he's called Narada Muni. Narada Muni. So Narada Muni is the incarnation of Madhumangal. In the Braj Leela, Narada comes from Madhumangal. All these Braj inhabitants of Krishna, associates, when Krishna has an avatar of another type, they all go with him in different forms. They have their roles there. That retinue is always with him. Krishna's never alone. He's always with his associates in different settings. So, Narada. In the Leela, it appeared like Narada was the teacher of Madhumangal previous, but actually he comes from Madhumangal. So she said, so we're together, when we've come here, and they said, well, you're an auspicious lady, and this Brahmin boy here seems very extraordinary, so we'd like to build you a house along the Krishna. Krishna means black. And Jamuna, another name for Jamuna is Krishna, it means black. Her river is black, black water. It's really the perspiration of Krishna melting under the influence, the heat of Radharani's love and separation becomes the Jamuna. So they saw we'd like to build you a house along the Krishna. She said, well, what you said is very well said. Yes, I will live here along with Krishna. You build me a little house there, a little hut. I will live in the forest along the Jamuna, and you have spoken prophetically. And I want to tell you, I've come to tell you something very auspicious. Nanda will have a son. Nanda and Yashoda will have a son. And so they were all joyous about it. Meanwhile, Nanda had, along with Yashoda, had been experiencing this problem repeatedly. Every time Nanda thought, I want to have a son. And Yashoda thought, I would like to have a son. Then they both lost interest. Therefore, they could never have a son. And so they shared notes at one point. And then said, here's the problem. Every time I think I want to have a son, then I start to think, what kind of son will it be? Oh, he'll be so beautiful. I want a son who's more beautiful than Narayan, than God, who's has more extraordinary qualities than Narayan, who's more generous than Narayan. And then I realized, that's an illusion. You can't have a son who's more beautiful and charming and generous and wise than God. So then I become discouraged. And she said, same thing happens to me. Whenever I think of having a son, I think like that. What should we do? So Yashoda came up with the idea, let us perform a vow for 1 year, the Dwadasa, Dwadasa Vrata. It's like a fast for like only drinking milk for a year to sustain yourself. It's not that hard. You have cows like ours. But this is a certain kind of vrata to please Narayan. So they don't do these vows and austerities for any reason, but to please the Godhead. And then if he's pleased with us, then maybe he'll resolve our problem somehow. So they resorted as Sharanagatas, surrendered people, to the worship of Narayan to resolve their dilemma. So for 1 year, they followed this vow, drinking only milk and other attendant rules with it. So they lived a very strictly sense-controlled life, you can imagine, for 1 year. We're fasting for 1 day here. So for 1 year they invoked a milk fast only and other rules and so forth. It shows the measure of their control. They were yogis in the fullest sense. Well, they didn't look like it ostensibly. And so after 1 year, then Narayan appeared simultaneously to each of them mystically and said, yes, I will appear. I will arrange for a son that fulfills your ambitions. They didn't know what to expect. But this corresponded then with this Purnamasi coming and announcing to the community she was a mystic, so she could understand in the context of the Leela. And so everyone became happy then. Now they're waiting and anticipating for the son and so forth. And as the pregnancy develops and goes on and gets into the later months, then the son, the wife of Vasudeva, who's the other son of who's the brother of Parjanya, who was born in a warrior family. Sura, his son, was Vasudeva. So this Vasudeva and Nanda, they're related, kind of half-brothers type, kind of cousin type thing. So Vasudeva, his wife, he had 2 wives, one Rohini, one Devaki. He had been, meanwhile, imprisoned in the city, in Mathura, because the envious and demonic king Kamsa had heard on the wedding day of his, Devaki was his sister. And so he performing the wedding procession, and an oracle came from the sky and said, the 8th son of Devaki will kill you, you demon. He thought, so he became fearful and outraged, and he started to kill Devaki right there in the wedding procession. Can you imagine that on their wedding day? But Vasudeva, the husband, said, hold on, think about it philosophically for a moment. This won't be good for you. And then finally he said, and besides all that philosophy, I promise I'll bring you the son, the 8th son. I'll bring you all the sons of Devaki, up until the 8th son. So he thought, well, this Vasudeva, he'll never lie. This guy, he's a real goody-goody. This guy. He'll never, he's one of these Vaishnavas, he follows Vishnu, he's Satam, truthful. Satam means devotee, truthful, thoroughly honest. So he'll never lie, so I'm safe. So, meanwhile then, still he thought a little bit afterwards, anyway, I'll make a double safe measure and I'll imprison them. So he put the husband and wife in the prison, and as the children were being born, one after another, he took them and killed them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But the seventh son appeared to be a miscarriage. So we learned earlier in our talks this week that what happened was that Krishna, visibly unborn yet, sent his internal Shakti, we call it Yogamaya, and said that you take the child that's in the womb of Devaki and transfer to the womb of Rohini. That child in the womb of Devaki is my partial manifestation. Ram, he goes there, we talked about this morning, like the guru, to make the place ready for Krishna's birth from Devaki. So then you go into Rohini's womb, because Ram in his full sense is the son of Rohini Nandana. So when the pregnancy of Yashoda, it's complicated, in the Braj was developing, suddenly Nanda, Vasudeva from the prison said, you got to get out of here, Rohini. You're not imprisoned. Devaki and I are. Get on a horse and go into the village. Nanda's there. He's a relative of ours. You stay with him. Let your child be born there. You'll be safe. We don't know what this comes, so we'll do. So on a horse she rode to Vrindavan. And as the pregnancy of Yashoda is coming on, comes Rohini, and she's pregnant also. And so they had a natural friendship, and of course they're related in the ways in which I'm describing. So these are the two principal paradigmatic figures, embodiments of Vatsalya Rasa. Yashoda and Rohini first, then Nanda, then we go Devaki, Basa. So the richness of their love was comparable. And so then they're residing together there, and suddenly, as the pregnancy starts to come on, it was a long pregnancy too. Yashoda, who was so controlled, right? Sense controlled, like better than any yogi in the cave for a year. Suddenly she started to get this desire for really good basmati rice, saturated with ghee and sugar, with tulsi leaves and other sweets and so many things. She wanted to just eat sumptuously. So she thought, this is going to be an extraordinary child. He's going to have a good appetite, good taste, and so forth. And as the birth time came, the star of Rohini, this is the fourth mother, the fourth daughter of Daksha, the fourth amongst 7 daughters of Daksha that married the moon. This is a nice idea. Chandra, the moon. And Rohini was his favorite wife. These wives of the moon, they represent the different phases, the days of the moon, from waxing to waning and so forth. So Rohini is the constellation that was most favored by the moon. The moon is a nourisher, as it's thought in olden times in agricultural communities today, to be an influence that gives a taste to the vegetables and a certain quality to the trees. In our monastery in Madhavan in Costa Rica, the local people that advise us there and teach us there, they won't, if we want to have to cut any tree, old tree that should be cut to use for building, cannot cut on certain days. It won't work. Wood will fall apart on that day if you cut. It won't fall apart, but it won't last. Only on certain days of the moon, certain period, when the moon is giving energy to the tree, then you can take it in. So this is an old idea. It's a good idea. After all, the past is the future. So Krishna is born under the Rohini. The influence of Rohini is who's born under the star of Rohini will be rich in religious life and rich in love life also. And his love life will also be kind of questionable at times. It'll be so rich. And he'll be rich in the arts, and who's born under the Rohini constellation for his livelihood. His livelihood will be agriculture. Raising cows is agriculture, and raising the food, grains, and so forth. And Rohini is depicted in the astrological zodiac as a red cow. So she presides like over this agriculture and the bountiful, plentiful, bountiful life of really taking care of the tendering to the earth appropriately. Earth is such a generous giver, but the earth seemed to be selfish in comparison when Krishna was born. And he is so generous. So generous was he. This is a way of describing the extremity of his generosity. Of course, first Ram was born about 9 days earlier from Rohini. This is Ram and Krishna, so the brother of Krishna. Ram was born, and he had a beautiful, fair complexion, like the full moon. He's born on the full moon day. Everything about him was extraordinary. Everything about him. And all the village people were so enamored by him. Only one problem. There was a kind of a dullness to him. Kind of like they didn't know if he would be able to talk, or even see, or hear. There's a kind of a dullness that comes over, like maybe he's deaf, dumb, and blind. Now you can imagine how charming he was. If you had a child that's deaf, dumb, and blind, you think, oh goodness, I love him, but gee, that's a shame. And other people think, wow, I feel bad for her, feel sorry for her. These people were thinking, he's so extraordinary. What is a small defect? He's deaf, dumb, and blind. Oh well, whatever. He's so extraordinary. But then it turned out, no, he's not deaf, dumb, and blind. Whenever Yashoda would take him in her lap, she was pregnant with Krishna. Then he would come close to Krishna, then he'd become animated. Then his eyes would open, then he could hear everything, and he could even start to speak. Krishna, Krishna. Something like that. So we know something about him. He is also God. God, Krishna is one God, but this is a face of God. God, Krishna manifests as Ram to be the personification of service to himself, that we might learn the ideal of service ourselves through the example that God himself sets for us. So Prabhupada used to call Krishna the supreme Godhead served, and Ram is the supreme Godhead servitor. Right? Yeah. So then, Mother Yashoda, she actually had a vision in a dream of a daughter and a son wrapped together inside of her. The daughter went into the womb and the son went into the heart. And she didn't know how to make that out exactly. But anyway, as the birthing came, and the town and the village was celebrating and in their cowherd ways and so forth, then Mother Yashoda, in her labor, she passed out, and the son was born, and then the daughter was born. Krishna is called, and Bhagavatam, the language is, what is it? Atmaja? Atmaja. Means that the language is such that we can understand, he had a sister. But Yashoda was in bliss, and the son came out, and there was a celebration. Then daughter came out. Nobody knew about the daughter. So kind of twins, they're a little different, but something like. And this daughter, she ends up to follow Krishna like a shadow everywhere, invisibly. Why invisibly? Well, because meanwhile in the city, good story. Meanwhile, in the city, in the prison house, the 8th child of Vasudeva and Devaki is being born. So this is Krishna's other birth. At the exact same time they're born, but in different places, from different mothers and fathers. Devaki's name also means who gives fame. That's interesting. We'll get to that. But he's born, and he's born there, and Vasudeva and Devaki, they have some fear that, oh, the 8th child is born, but it comes and may kill him. So Krishna is born there in a very different way. He's born with 4 arms. And he's full of ornaments and effulgence and so forth. And they're offering prayers to him. Oh, he said, you don't have to worry. I'll take care of Kamsa. Still so in other words, their love is a little different. They saw Krishna as their son, but they couldn't understand his godhood. But then her Vatsalya, her parental love, came on and said, yes, I see you're God, you can protect, but maybe you should hide yourself as God. and make yourself like an ordinary child. Because this will bring too much commotion here. And then Vasudeva said, yes, and I'll take the child and steal away from the prison. How will you steal away? And suddenly all the guards fell asleep. Then the keys to the locks fell off their belts and so forth. So Vasudeva took the child, who now assuming human-like form, and he went through the gates and out into the night, and it was raining. He came to the Jamuna, and it was like the Red Sea, and it parted. He walked across with Krishna. He came to the village in the night. He's hiding from Kamsa, and his people could be anywhere and so forth. So this was a clandestine operation. Into the village he comes with the child. He comes into the dark, into the maternity room. Nobody knows he's there. And his idea is to put the child there, and there he sees the daughter. So he puts the son and takes the daughter. And he thought this will work, because it was said the 8th son of Devaki will kill Kamsa. He knows she's pregnant, so he's expecting something. I'll have a daughter. I'll bring the daughter. Then he'll say, oh, no problem. The oracle was false. The 8th child was a daughter. Nothing to fear. So he took the daughter there. And the Krishna that he left there, this is Devakinandan Krishna, a partial manifestation of Nandanandan Krishna. He merged into Nandanandan Krishna, where he comes from. This is his origin. So 2 sons born. Then of course Krishna, Vasudeva goes back with this daughter, and then Kamsa still tries to kill the daughter. He thinks, well, maybe it was right, but it was wrong. It was a daughter. So he tries to kill the daughter, and the daughter, Durga, Devi, she goes in the sky and manifests 8 arms and says, good luck, buddy. You demon. She says, and you know what, I'm not going to kill you. 8th son will. What do you think of that? Where is he now? Like that. Then the goddess disappeared, right? And she appears in different places in the world, this goddess, for different purposes. But the full sense of the Durga goes back to Vrindavan. And she, like the shadow of Krishna, Nandanandan Krishna, follows him everywhere. This means that she presides over the Maya Shakti in her partial form, and over the Swarup Shakti that governs the Leela. Maya Shakti governs the world of karma. The Swarup Shakti governs the world of Leela. So in a form as the Swarup Shakti, it's like electrical energy can heat or it can cool. So she is the Shakti. She functions in one way in relation to the material world, another way in relation to the Paravyom, the spiritual sky. So there, in Braj in particular, she's like the shadow of Krishna, following him everywhere, invisible, and orchestrating the Leela, moving the props, and she anticipates and knows the desire of Krishna, and then arranges the scenery and so forth for different Leelas. So this is the birth of Krishna in two different places at the same time. And the full idea of Krishna, the general idea is Krishna is the son of Devaki. He's born in the prison house of Kamsa. As a child, he was transferred to Vrindavan. Nanda Maharaj is the foster father, and Yashoda is the foster mother, and so forth. This is the general religious idea in Hinduism and Vaishnavism as well. But in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has shown, the secrets within the texts, the secrets illustrate that actually Krishna, the full Swayam Bhagavan, how can it be otherwise? Swayam Bhagavan, Krishna, the full feature of Krishna, corresponds with the fullest love of Krishna. That we find in Vrindavan, this rural setting, as I explained. So the full Krishna must originate there. So they reasoned like this, these mystics, the Goswamis. Then they explored the text and they found ways to demonstrate this. That Krishna's really the son of Nanda and Yashoda. Yashoda, however, gave up the fame of having God as her son. She said, let Devaki have that. Devaki also means giver of fame. So Devaki can be well known as the mother of Krishna, and I'll have Krishna. So Krishna was raised there in the pasture until later in his age. That's a whole other story in Leela. But this is the Gaudiya idea. And besides all these details and so forth, the principle is this. That our bond with others will be as comprehensive as the bond is one of affection. You might have a son who's your own flesh and blood, as they say, but you might love the neighborhood boy more if he shows more affection to you. It's possible. So this love of Krishna has the possibility, in other words, to enable us to transcend even the bodily affection, the ties that come from. So we want to love affection, and that affection we can have. We're not all tied together by blood, are we? So that's a problem. So I might love my son more than anybody else, but then that's a problem, right? If I love my son more than anybody else, then when I love my son, it's somebody else I don't love. So if I flip the coin, one side it's love, I look at the other side, it's not love. We want both sides' heads. That's the idea. So we have to transcend the limits of bodily kind of ties and affection and relate to one another on the ground of being, what we are by nature as consciousness. We can find some unity there, that some commonality, and then if we move in the realm of consciousness, we can come under the jurisdiction of rasa and ananda. Then we can live in this Vrindavan, and everybody, as I've explained, they love one another equally because they all love Krishna more than one another. Their love for one another augments their love for Krishna. The love for Krishna is called the Sthayi Bhav. Their love for one another is called the Sanchari Bhav. So nice. It's a whole world of love. So this is our idea. We want to go there, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has shown the way. Part of that is observing this mastami. So, are there any question? Yes. Well, wait a minute.
Sure.
What's the time?
8 o'clock.
Yeah, okay, so we started at 7:45. We've gone...
No.
7:45, excuse me, we started. So we talked too much, according to the rules here. So, you're supposed to have a short break now, followed by a movie. The movie is about the Kumbh Mela. I haven't seen it. Some of you may have seen it. Forgive us if that's the case. It's called Shortcut to Nirvana or something. It's an hour and a half movie. It's a long movie. What it basically is about, Kumbh Mela is a festival in India, of course, it happens every 12 years. It's about the jungle of religious conceptions in India. As bizarre as it can get, you'll find it there. There's more plurality of religion in India than the whole world over, independently of India, within Hinduism. Hinduism, by its very nature, is inclusive and pluralistic. So the sectarianism that shows up sometimes within sects of Hinduism, this is very unbecoming. It's very generous, very pluralistic, very broad, and that's good, and it's a problem too. Because if you really are interested in spiritual life, and if you want to go to the land which is the mother of religion, like I was saying this morning, the Middle East is like close to the East. That's where the Christ idea comes from, and the Far East is where the Buddha comes from. He comes from India, so it's all coming from there, actually. It's all emanating from Bharat. Bharat was a bigger area, actually. We included Persia and included Thailand and other places, and so this is this Bharat is where religion comes from, in the full sense. Of course, there are other shades of religion everywhere, and worship, and so forth, Native America and so forth. But we study Hinduism, we find those sensibilities are included within that also. And also, there's also theories that speak about how the Western world became populated through the Bering Strait from India. That's another one. So, anyway, we're not Indians, but India is the mother of religion. So if we go there with a high ideal, like some of us in this room did when we were young, I go to India, find my future, my spiritual prospect. Oh, it's a circus there of spiritual possibilities. And, you know, like Christianity, it's very much sold itself on the basis of a big miracle. He rose from the dead. They sold this miracle all over Europe, and all the shamans and pagans were done out of business. This miracle was bigger. Of course, it was a theory of a miracle, but some people really believed in it, were ready to die for that, and so they convinced other people. But they never got too far in India, because people come back from the dead all the time there. And you'll see some of those kinds of people on the film. So a whole world of religious possibilities and so forth. And so to sort through all of that and find what we're talking about tonight, this is the real heart of religious possibilities, spiritual possibilities. That requires some real fortune on our part, good fortune. Good fortune is translated in the Gaudiya lexicon to be sadhusanga. Sadhusanga, sadhusanga, sarva shastre koi, lavamatra sadhusangi, sarva siddhi hoy. A little bit of this, good sadhusanga from a real Vaishnava, this will give us the possibility to sort all this out. So we've talked about this for this idea of Krishna Bhakti, Braj Bhakti for a week or 10 days now, so keep that in mind when you're watching this movie. Where there's tapasvis who will extreme austerities and all kinds of religious possibilities. But we want to go to the heart of religion. So that we find has come from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we watch the film and then carry on from there. We take a short break while it's set up. All right? Shri Krishna Janmastami Mahamotsav ki jai. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. O Premanande. Graced, of course, by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the founder of our lineage some 500 years ago, who is avatar of Krishna for the Kali Yuga, and he made a point to celebrate this Janmastami himself. Janma means birth, Astami means eighth, so it's the 8th day of the waxing moon in what? The month of Bhadra. Full moon was on Saturday. That's Ram's appearance, Balaram, and now we have at midnight tonight the appearance of Krishna. And he has taught through his chief ambassadors, philosophical proponents, the Goswamis, Sri Rupa Sanatan, Jiva Goswami, and so forth, that this observance of Janmashtami is very important. As we've discussed in other days, it is considered bhavanukul. That means it is something that is favorable to the bhava of Braj, of the Leela, that fuels the Leela, that makes it go around, those feelings, if you will, of parental and friendly and romantic love and so forth. We describe these as the principal forces in existence from the perspective of consciousness, rather than electromagnetic forces and gravitational forces, which apply to the objective side of the world, matter. So with consciousness being more predominant, more prominent, more important, and so forth, these are the more important forces. This fuels the world of love that our world is a shadow of. So, that is called bhava, or rasa, rasananda, rasovai saha. And the devotees who practice bhakti in this Krishna bhakti tradition, they aspire to attain a place in that idyllic realm and to connect with those primal, if you will, primary forces of existence, forces of love, and connect with them in such a way that they become centered on the real center and of life, and thus become fulfilling and meaningful. And so bhavanukul means a particular practice that's anukul, that's favorable to the cultivation of that. So the observance of Janmashtami is one such. Sri Guru Vaishnava Guru Parampara ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Sri Krishna Janmashtami Mahamotsav Tithi ki jai. So, evening everyone. And now we finally come to the culmination of our celebration. We've been celebrating since last Saturday morning, starting with Baladev Purnim, and for those of you who weren't here, it's been like this, more or less, morning and evening. So a lot of discussion, and some of them were discussions were lengthy and much to do with the philosophical underpinning, theological underpinning to the whole idea of the Janmashtami. So I'll try to be philosophically light tonight and brief as well, given that we have a packed schedule this evening up until midnight and beyond. And that is going to consist of, after this short talk, which I'll just try to tell the story, if you will, the Leela. As we know, it's more than a story, but we've been talking about it and what it is and how to think of it philosophically and so forth for quite some time, so I'll tell the story. And that'll be followed by, I think, an artistic performance depicting something about the Leela, is it? Mm-hmm. What? Atma Samarpane. About song by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, describing, says something central to Sharanagati, the idea of being surrendered. So that'll be depicted in dance. It's a nice song. And that'll be, I think, no, something. After the talk, there's going to be a movie. That's what it is. Then there's a dance. Oh, and then then Abhishek for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna, and then Kirtan, dance, Kirtan, art, anyway, something like that, but they've got a tight schedule. So I'll try to be brief. And so, the story. We're Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. This mic hooked up so that it will play on the speaker.
I'll have to put it in a second.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Sankirtan ki Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodito Gaudodai Pushpavanto Chitro Sandota Monuno Vandeham Sri Ramakrishna Abhaya Charana Sako Sukkado Paramanando Sundaro Subala Priyo Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye